And you best believe these owners are going to be scouring the market for who can reel in the big fish, the biggest fish of them all, Caitlin Clark. Take a look here. This is crazy. It is going down, y'all. It's going down like Young Jock. I keep trying to tell you. Sparks agreed to part ways with general manager Reagan Pebley. The LA Sparks have agreed to part ways with general manager effective today.
The very foundation of professional sports management has been shaken at its highest financial level, and the multi-billion-dollar WNBA landscape is now spiraling into unprecedented turmoil following what many are calling the biggest corporate leak in basketball history. What was allegedly orchestrated behind closed doors as a highly confidential, multi-million-dollar operation has reportedly broken through every league confidentiality agreement, exposing a dramatic shift that has fundamentally altered the balance of power surrounding the Indiana Fever organization tonight. We examine the reported evidence of a secret $50 million contract proposal allegedly presented by the billionaire ownership group of the Los Angeles Sparks, a stunning financial move that has intensified scrutiny of head coach Stephanie White's leadership. For months, league officials, executives, and major television networks were said to be keeping growing tensions within the Indiana organization out of the spotlight. However, those internal conflicts have now erupted into public view. According to these claims, Caitlin Clark has accepted the record-setting West Coast offer, triggering an immediate wave of uncertainty that has left members of her former coaching staff facing intense pressure over their futures. Long-standing management practices and internal power structures are now being challenged like never before. League oversight, organizational leadership, and public confidence are all facing growing criticism as the Indiana Fever's credibility comes under increasing examination. To understand why this reported $50 million move is being portrayed as a career-defining opportunity for Caitlin Clark, it is important to first examine the allegations surrounding her time with the Indiana Fever. Throughout recent seasons, critics have argued that the organization's leadership repeatedly made strategic decisions that limited the full commercial and competitive potential of its generational superstar.
Her more than they have leaned into her and built a team to play around her. They've spent 2 off seasons building a team to play without Caitlin Clark. It's clear as day. It's very simple, and I think the writing is pretty much already on the wall. At the end of the season, Kelsey Mitchell contract is up. Caitlin Clark is up for the Epic. Whatever. The Indiana Fever are going to be forced to pick a direction. They're either going to choose Kelsey Mitchell and Stephanie White, or they are going to choose Caitlin Clark. And I include Stephanie White in that because Stephanie White and Caitlin Clark, philosophically, they just don't see basketball from the same lens. It's that simple. I don't believe that they hate each other off the floor. I just don't think that on the floor, it's a good mix. I think they just see the game through 2 different lenses. And we have been yearning and calling for Stephanie White to actually stand up for, represent, and be front and center for Caitlin Clark. And she's refused to do it at every turn outside of a 30-second clip post the Alyssa Thomas situation, in which she backtracked on everything she said and made Alyssa Thomas the victim when her superstar point guard was the victim. It just makes no sense how Stephanie White has gone about this. And you see the things that LA Sparks doing. You got Cameron Brink, who's friends with Caitlin Clark. You got Kate Money Martin.
Every major milestone achieved by Clark was, according to critics, followed by a noticeable lack of recognition from her own coaching staff. Many observers described the atmosphere as one of deep organizational tension, where internal control and front office influence appeared to take priority over maximizing the team's competitive success. The coaching leadership was widely accused of believing it could continue making controversial decisions involving the league's biggest star without facing significant financial or public consequences. However, by allowing what critics portrayed as a championship-caliber locker room to become consumed by internal conflict and administrative disputes, the Indiana Fever's leadership may have created the conditions for its own downfall. Those same decisions, supporters of this narrative argue, pushed the franchise's centerpiece closer to an ambitious Los Angeles organization that was prepared to make a blockbuster move. The situation reached another dramatic turning point when confidential details of the Los Angeles Sparks' reported financial proposal allegedly began circulating through secondary digital channels, setting off a wave of speculation across the basketball world.
Now, I want to get into the new ownership before I even get to what Coach had to say. Okay, now this new ownership group came in and they are looking to make major moves. Okay, Hold on one second. Now, this is Ramona Shelburne. Okay, a longtime sports writer for ESPN Los Angeles. Okay, now Ramona Shelburne said this. Okay, Sparks ownership, the Walter Group, has been much more involved with the franchise this season, just as they have with the Lakers. From what I understand, this is more of an organizational shift than anything specific, an organizational shift.
According to the narrative, the moment these reported negotiations surfaced, the professional basketball landscape experienced a dramatic wave of uncertainty. The Los Angeles Sparks were said to have done far more than assemble a routine trade or contract proposal. Instead, they allegedly launched a carefully planned executive strategy aimed at capitalizing on the growing instability within the Indiana Fever organization. Backed by significant financial resources and major investment support, the Sparks were reportedly prepared to assemble a historic compensation package valued at nearly $50 million. The proposed framework was said to combine lucrative endorsement opportunities, long-term commercial partnerships, and innovative equity-based incentives, creating a structure unlike anything previously seen in the WNBA. Supporters of the report claimed the package was designed to maximize Clark's earning potential while operating within league regulations. According to these claims, the West Coast proposal was specifically tailored to give Caitlin Clark a fresh professional environment, free from the organizational tensions and administrative challenges that critics believed had surrounded her during her time in Indiana.
Coaching and the team and Atlanta. So obviously, I found out this morning, Reagan's a friend of mine and I care about her, and this is the hard part in sports, right? But right now I'm just, focused on the team.
Sense of urgency kind of heightened, or has it already been kind of there already?
Like, what do you mean?
The sense of urgency of like.
I mean, we've had the sense of urgency all season. We've had just peaks and valleys with how we've played and who we've had active and injured and stuff. But I feel like we're playing.
Now, Lynn Roberts, she understands the pressure is on her as a coach because there's no guarantee that you're gonna like make it. There's no guarantee that this ownership group is gonna keep you around. The ownership group may be scouring around for a coach that already has a great relationship with Caitlin Clark. They're gonna be looking to make a partnership. And I think, listen, man, things are happening behind the scenes. I 100% believe things are happening, and there's a chance that this thing could.
According to the reports, confirmation that Caitlin Clark had accepted the historic proposal sent shockwaves through professional basketball, creating widespread uncertainty across executive boardrooms. Major broadcasting partners and corporate sponsors were said to have immediately reassessed their Midwest marketing strategies as speculation intensified that the league's biggest television attraction could be leaving Indiana for a new opportunity. The reported fallout quickly shifted attention toward head coach Stephanie White, whose leadership came under intense public criticism across social media and sports media platforms. The perception of firm organizational control appeared to fade rapidly, replaced by growing questions about the franchise's direction and decision-making. Critics argued that the organization had been outmaneuvered by the very superstar it had struggled to build around. According to alleged internal sources, emergency meetings were being held behind closed doors as executives and stakeholders evaluated the organization's next steps. Reports claimed that pressure was mounting for meaningful accountability, while concerns continued to grow over the team's future both on and off the court. White's authority was increasingly questioned, with some commentators suggesting that confidence within the locker room had significantly weakened at the same time. Supporters on social media expressed growing frustration with the organization's public relations efforts, criticizing official statements as generic and unconvincing. As online debate intensified, calls for major leadership changes became louder, with many fans demanding a complete organizational reset before long-term damage could be done to the franchise. Within this narrative, Caitlin Clark's reported move to the Los Angeles Sparks was portrayed as far more than a routine player transaction. Supporters describe it as a defining cultural and financial moment for the WNBA, arguing that elite talent.
If we don't have those, it's not going to be good, but we have the talent needed, even with KP out, even with Cam out, to be more competitive than that.
Yeah. During this stretch, talk to me about just the decision today to just like practice and just say, we're just going to watch film. If you want to shoot a little bit, you can shoot a little bit, but not even really do too much on court and just say like, this is what we got to do. Here it is. Let's go do it.
And that's the reality at this point in the season too. Like, we don't need to go through our plays right now today and wear them down physically, it's mentally having the focus and the intensity needed to execute. It's that simple. Now, it's hard to do, but I'm not saying it's simple to do, but it's a simple fix. Like that's what it is. Being in the right coverages, whatever it is, offensively being where we need to be. Like, do your job, all of us.
With Kelsey Plum and Brink out, you need more than just the starter. You're always going to need more than starters, but in particular, you're definitely going to need more from the bench. This last game, you played everybody, right? And everybody had a decent amount of minutes. What do you want to see from when you mix in players like Kate Martin and, maybe Peely this week and Kiana Williams and just Emma Cannon? She got some quality time. Park, like whoever it is, like what do you want to see from these bench players when they're kind of in the mix with the starters to kind of just keep it going?
Well, they got to bring life off the bench, play with some confidence. And again, it's player one through every DB player. Like, execute what we're supposed to be doing. Be focused, be in the moment. Don't be thinking about the shot you missed or the foul you didn't get or the turnover you had or the fact that your player just scored. Like, next play mentality. It takes a level of toughness mentally. That's what I need from everybody.
With this stretch, have you considered going to more of a hockey substitution? I noticed there are a couple teams in the league, they just be popping players out there, and I looked at, like, for example, I looked at the Valkyries the other day, and like even the minutes, they look like an AAU team. The minutes, it's just.
According to this narrative, the reported move would allow Caitlin Clark to build an unprecedented financial empire on the West Coast, supported by a package valued at nearly $50 million. Supporters argue that she has done more than secure her own future. She has created a new model for athlete empowerment, demonstrating how elite stars can take control of their careers while organizations face the consequences of their own strategic decisions. Diane, this version of events, the balance of power has completely shifted. Those once believed to be in control now find themselves under intense public scrutiny, while every executive decision is being examined more closely than ever before. The spotlight has turned toward Indiana's leadership, with critics questioning whether major organizational changes are now inevitable. The biggest question remains unanswered. Will the remaining executives choose to step aside before further damage is done to the franchise's reputation, or will growing fan pressure force a complete restructuring of the organization's leadership? Some even believe this controversy could influence how professional sports organizations manage their biggest stars for years to come. One thing is certain: the basketball world is watching every development with intense interest, and every move from this point forward will be analyzed in real time. If you enjoyed this update, be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and stay tuned for the latest developments, because this story continues to evolve, and the next major twist could arrive at any moment.